Hey listeners, welcome to season 2 of Straight Wife Trans Life. I'm Lisa. I'm glad to be back. And for any newcomers, I am a straight wife of a husband who came out as a transgender woman almost 2 years ago now. And I started this podcast to share, to learn, to share what I learned because this is a unique and often lonely spot we find ourselves in. And now here we are in the middle of the holiday season. So maybe this is your first holiday post-disclosure by your partner or spouse. Maybe you know someone who just told you that they have a spouse or partner who is transgender. So let's talk about getting through the holidays and even finding ways to enjoy the holidays when everything has sort of changed for those of us in this situation. Here we go. The holidays. You can't escape Mariah Carey, and everything edible now has pumpkin or eggnog or peppermint added to it. Take a deep breath. Just start there to navigate the holidays, or just your day, or to navigate traffic. Anything really. But especially for anyone who is a partner or a spouse of a transgender person, take a deep breath. You are going to be okay. So I'm now in my second full holiday season post-disclosure, and I have some tips to share, not as a professional, just as someone figuring things out like the rest of us. The first tip is check in with yourself. And if you have a therapist or someone who, provides support for you while you're going through this, check in with them too. There is no holiday without you, and with all the questions and emotions that swirl around a loved one's transition and what it means for your present and for your future, you do forget that you need to continue basic functions. Remember to brush your teeth, eat a healthy meal, and get some exercise. You might also just need to get a good cry in or curl up in a ball, but make sure that you do get up and get some fresh air too. You'll feel better. Stick with the basic routines. Second is you don't need perfection. If you always cook and bake during the holidays or host everyone and put up a huge display of decorations and you're just not feeling it this year, give yourself a break. Slap a bow on that store-bought chocolate or cookies. Order up your holiday meal or cut out some of the side dishes. Only put out the decorations you can muster. Really, it is too much stress to try to do it all. And on top of that, work through all of these emotions, right? Especially when you're at a stage where maybe only you and your spouse and your kids know. Most people on my end know, but I still struggle with getting excited about the holidays right now. We're still in the middle of my spouse's transition. So we ordered a cooked turkey and had basic side dishes for Thanksgiving this year. And honestly, the turkey was more for my parents who came and insisted we go traditional. So a mail order cooked turkey is something I could heat up, and it was the best that I could do. And it tasted just fine. So shout out to Burger Smokehouse in Missouri for saving the holidays a second year in a row. They mail it out, it's frozen, and I stick it in my freezer, and then I just follow the directions. It's great. I used to love trying new recipes, but you know what? I am okay with what I can handle for the moment. Remind yourself, you're doing the best you can right now. Which brings me to my third tip, boundaries and compromise. When your world has been shaken up, there needs to be a little bit of give and take, but do it nicely. Okay, just try to remain friendly with your loved ones. You might need to tell your partner, hey, I know that we've always hosted our families or the neighbors or whoever, but this year I just need it to be us and the kids, or, if it's just the two of you, it just needs to be us. Your transitioning partner should be respectful and understanding too. And if not, maybe your partner hosts and watches the kids and you can go and visit a friend or find a hotel somewhere just so you can sort of clear your head and keep going. And if that is not an option, then the two of you really need to figure out a way to compromise. Setting boundaries and finding ways to compromise are just, vital, just so important. If you think, I'll just suck it up and get through the holidays, you will end up resentful, and it's just not going to help you through the ups and downs of transition. So set some boundaries, and this is the time that you need to really be honest with yourself and the people around you about how much you can do right now. And it's okay if you can't do that much. Speaking of being resentful, tip 4 is to give social media a break. Of course, you are happy to see what your friends are doing, but the couples and, family photos from winter vacations and people looking cozy together might put you over the edge with all the questions running through your mind right now. I'm guilty of feeling very negative about any couple in the beginning of my spouse's transition. At restaurants, at the grocery store, couples walking their dogs hand in hand. I was just yuck. So you will get over that, but you might be in a place right now where you're just hurting, and it's okay to just put the phone down. Live in the moment, one foot in front of the other. The world is not going to end if you don't post something about the holidays, and you don't have to love all of your friends' posts. I'm sure that they're going to understand if they're your friends, right? Take a break. Focus on you and your family right now. Which is a great segue for my 5th tip, which is please don't forget about your kids if you have any. Find a way to have fun with your kids this winter. They love you. They need you. Don't badmouth your spouse or go into detail about what's going on around them. Kids are sponges. They see and hear everything, things we don't think that they see and things we don't think that they hear. So try to keep up some of the basic holiday traditions that they love. Maybe you do have to cook a little bit. That homemade recipe for a special dish that they love, you're not going to be able to get out of that one. But, maybe going ice skating together or checking out the lights in that one neighborhood, the next town over, that always has a beautiful display. There is still plenty of joy to be had, even through the rough patches, which is my final tip. Hold on to the good parts of the holidays. They do still exist. And gratitude is a word that I have been overusing lately, but I feel like it is something positive to practice and try to focus on. Is everyone healthy? Great. Nobody's in the hospital, nobody's sick. Think about other things that are going well. Maybe your kids told you that they love you, and maybe your partner who came out to you gave you a big hug and said, I know this is difficult, and I appreciate you doing your best right now for all of us. And let's admit that as much as we roll our eyes when we hear Mariah Carey for the 100th time in one day, we would miss the holidays without her. And all the things that are pumpkin and eggnog and peppermint. So until next time, you will be okay. Listen to yourself, set some boundaries, give yourself a break, don't strive for any perfection, and above all, just embrace the good parts about the holidays. Even if they're small, find something. There are lots of good things around all of us.